Hi everyone, and welcome back to a new tutorial on the how to make an Apache system series. So before this video starts, I want to let you guys know that I have a Patreon, so if you guys want to support me and want to have access to every single one of my tutorial files, they will all be available on my Patreon in the $10 tier. With that being said, let's start. So, in this tutorial, we're going to be trying to make a code system, and if you redeem the right code, and you haven't redeemed it before, it will basically give you a certain pet. So what I'm going to do is make sure that this frame is invisible and add a new frame and rename this one codes. I'm going to make it this big, put it here, and make this button much smaller and put it right here. And what I'm going to do is add a Y corner to this and make the corner radius to 0.1, 0. And I'm just going to add a text box to it. So add a text box, put it wherever you want. Let's make the background color a darker gray. And I'm going to put it right here and make sure that the size is converted to scale. So I'm just going to change the size to 0.1, 0, 0.1, 0. And I'm going to scale it up. And now it's converted to scale. And I'm also going to add a text button. The text of this text button will say redeem, text scale to true, and I'm going to have the background color to a nice green. And I'm also going to change the border size pixel to 0. Put this button here. And I'm going to change its size to scale, so 0.1, 0, 0.1, 0, and scale it up. And now I'm going to change the text, the placeholder text, to code here, and text scale to true. And whenever you try to write something, it works, and when you delete everything, it says code here. And as you can see, that works perfectly. What I'm going to do now is make sure that this is converted to scale. So I'm going to change the size of this frame to 0.1, 0, 0.1, 0. And after that, I'm going to scale it up. And now it's converted to scale. And if I just go ahead and switch to mobile view, it should look good. Now I'm going to rename this button, this redeem button, to redeem. And I'm going to add a local script to it. And this local script will be renamed to codes underscore client. And what I'm going to do is create some variables. So local text box is equal to script parent text box, and local redeem is equal to script parent. And I'm going to have a remote event inside of the remote folder, a remote function, and rename this remote function to redeem code. And what I'm going to do is just type in an event, so redeem mouse button one click connect function, and we're gonna check if text box dot text is not equal to nil. Then we will just do local result is equal to game.replicated storage dot remote dot redeem code invoke server, and we'll send the text, so text box.text. Now we will have a module inside of replicated storage. Add a module script, rename it to codes. And what I'm going to do is have a module.codes in here, is equal to, and that a table, and we'll have the first code, which will be test code 1, and we'll have that equal to another table, and it will give us this pet. So let's make the, okay, let's make it like this instead. So a table again, make sure you put a semicolon, and we're gonna have the name of the code is equal to, and let's make it test code 1 and a comma, and we'll have the path that it gives will be let's make a path very quick. So I'm just going to get an old pet. I'm going to get this fairy, duplicate it, put it in the workspace, zoom into it, and I'm going to make it I'm going to change the color, so let's make it like white. I'm going to make it white like this, and this part will be also white, and that should be it. Now I'm going to rename this one to white fairy, and I'm going to put it inside of the pets folder, or maybe even just, let's add another folder in replicated storage and rename it to pets, to pet codes, or codes pets. And I'm going to drag the pet inside of here, and what I'm going to do is put the name of my pet here. And now what I'm going to do is go inside egg_server and do a replicated storage .remote redeem code on server invoke is equal to function and the player and the code. Now what we're going to be doing is just check if code is not equal to nil, then, and if not, player dot codes find first child code, then what we're going to be doing is just, I think, okay, so we will just return code redeemed, and in here we're going to put an else and return error. And what we're going to be doing here is check if the code is an actual real code. So if, okay, so we're going to firstly require the module. So local codes module is equal to require replicated storage dot codes. And we'll check if, okay, so local code or local code data is equal to nil, and we're gonna loop through for I comma v in pairs, and we're gonna loop through the codes module.codes do, and if v or I think it's, yes, if v dot code is equal to code, then code data is equal to v, and we're gonna break this for loop. And we're gonna check if code data is not equal to nil, then else return invalid code. And in here, what I'm going to do is just basically just create a string value. So local code val is equal to instance.new, and we're gonna create a string value, and code val dot name is equal to, and code data code, and code val dot parent is equal to player dot codes. And after doing this, we're gonna give the player the pet. So local pet. So how can you award him a pet? We're not going to do that yet. What I'm going to do is just go inside of my leaderstats script and copy this local leaderstats thing and paste it and rename this to codes. Paste it here, codes. And now if you go ahead and play the game and enter a random code, so I'm just going to type in A, it shouldn't do anything. But if I type in, let me firstly check if it actually works. Yes, but if I type in the actual code, so test code 1, like this, which is spelled like this, it should redeem it and give me and tell me that I redeemed the code. And if I try to redeem it again, it doesn't work. And if I just redeem something else, it does not work. Great. Now we will award the player the pet that they just got. So what I'm going to do is just let me recheck. So inside of our X system client, egg name, g.create template. Okay, so we will copy some code from here, and what I'm going to do is, I think, copy this underscore g.create template inside of the codes client. We're gonna check if result is equal to and code redeemed, or actually we're gonna check if it's equal to, yes, code redeemed. Actually, not here, paste it here. So we're gonna check if it's equal to this. Then we'll do underscore g.create template. So I think it's, yes, it's this. And we'll just put in text box dot name dot text. So I'm going to put test code 1, redeem, and check if it works. So I'm just going to open up this frame, and we do not have the pet. Okay, so this should be fairly simple to fix, and I am guessing that it's not working because of this. So if I just go to the create temp function. Okay, so this is why. So instead of doing this, do game.replicated storage find first child pet name, true. Now if you play the game, it should work. So I'm going to redeem it. So as you can see, I have 2 templates here. Actually, I have, yes, 2 templates. And I'm going to type in test code, code 1, redeem. And nothing happens. But why? I'm really not sure. So let's recheck again. Let's give that another check. Create template, look pet model and stuff. I think it should be working. And I'm really not sure why it does not. Okay, so whenever this happens, we're gonna print in code. It should print it 2 times before redeem the code. Yes, it did. And now we're gonna do code test 1. And as you can see, it does not work. Oh, it didn't even redeem it. Let me recheck why. So test code 1. Okay, it's called the function now. And we still didn't get the pet. This is very weird. I'm just going to delete this and open up the main frame, scrolling frame. And as you can see, it did not create a template. But it did call the function though. Where are we storing the pet? In here. Oh, I know why. It's because the pet isn't actually called test code 1. So this is very simple to fix. All we have to do is go to egg server, and when we return code redeemed, we will just create another string value, so local pet code, or actually never mind, let's not do that. What I'm going to do is just send in code redeemed, or let's just send in code data dot pet. And let's go back here and let's return if result is not equal to error. Okay, let's go back here and we have to return just error here. Error. Okay, go back here. Is not equal to error. Then we'll send in result, and I'm pretty sure that should work this time. Test code 1, redeem, and it works, but we don't have it since, well, it's not really supposed to work right now, because we're gonna be making it so that it works in the next episode. We're gonna be making the pet equipable. And yeah, that's going to be it for today's tutorial. If this helped, make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!